Back once again for the renegade master. 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 Back once again for the renegade master.
Hello my renegades and welcome back. And what are we getting back into? We're getting back into the ultimatum South Africa. We are now on episode 4, jealousy and suspicion. Okay. All I'm gonna say is I think Kanya, again, she thinks she's on some different type of show. She's on some housewives type of show. She ain't on the ultimatum. I swear down, because I think she's got it really stuck in her head that Kate is going to pick her regardless out of anybody, because nothing that she's involving herself in has made her change her ways or even see that her ways may be wrong. So you see, Isaac, thinking the grass was greener, is now getting a taste of what Kay must be getting on a daily basis with that woman. But hey-ho, and before I get into this episode, otherwise I will go off on a tangent, yeah? Please hit that subscribe button. Please hit that notification button so you know I'm on and doing videos. As I always ask my good people, please comment, share, like, do all that good stuff that you do, because I am on the road to 1K. So let's get into this episode. We are now on week 2 of these couples being together, and the amount of drama that has gone on within those 2 weeks is off the helm. That's all I can say. It is off the helm. Let's just put it that way. With the playing of the games, peeking in through people's windows, getting caught peeking in through people's windows, Lebo. And then the bullshit that was Kanya. And then the bullshit that was Isaac just before Kanya did her bullshit. My God, it was up and down. It was up and down. I couldn't keep up. I could not keep up. So you see Kanya and Isaac together. They play the game of truth and dare, and Kanya ends up giving Isaac a lap dance, and he made it basically rain on Kanya. You see Courtney and Genesis having a chat, and Genesis is not sure if Courtney is attracted to him or not, so they have this conversation. So basically she does tell him that she is attracted to him and he is attracted to her. Really, I don't see it with them two. I don't. There's just nothing there with them two at all. Courtney is literally in her own world, in her own head, and literally probably deciding what it is she wants to do with Aiden, because at the end of the day, she was the one that gave the ultimatum. And as Aiden keeps telling people, yeah, which I don't think he's probably told Courtney, he is not ready for marriage. He is not at that stage to get married, but he's trying to see where in the ways that he may be going wrong so he can change those behaviours going forward in their relationship. But right now, that's not where his head is at. And this is what I mean about ultimatums. It's not necessarily going to give you what you want and what you are looking for. So when Genesis and Courtney are having this chat in terms of them being attracted to each other, I think Genesis of a mind, well, if you are attracted to me, like you say you're attracted to me, how come you're not giving me hugs, you're not giving me kisses? He's not seeing the interplay that the other couples have. But what he needs to understand is that Courtney has full-on trust issues. And to be fair, she's been with Aiden for 7 years. So she isn't looking to upset that by any stupid and foolish dalliances. If she's going to do something, it's going to be with her full and forth mind going forward, basically. As again, I don't see anything happening like it's happening with the others, with them two, to be honest with you. They're just making slow ground with each other. Courtney does tell Genesis that she does have trust issues which are from her childhood, and this is why Genesis needs to be mindful of that and take things slow with Courtney. Even though it is 2 weeks in, they've only got 1 week left to try and change the habits of a lifetime. But I don't think it's going to happen for Courtney. I think she's going to need more time than that. Basically, Genesis is said that he doesn't regret the decision that he made, but he did let Courtney know that she is a very hard person to read. And I think Genesis actually did need to hear the words out of Courtney's mouth that she was attracted to him, because I think he was feeling unloved. Basically, he was feeling unloved, because I think with Tabby, she probably let him know how much she liked him, how much she liked being with him, and this, that, and all that. Whereas he's not getting that from Courtney in the slightest. So then we go to Tabby and Kay, and Tabby has already fallen into the trap of making comparisons between Kay and Genesis, because let's just be honest. Let's be honest. Against Kay, Genesis is probably going to fall a little bit short, to be honest with you. Because you got Tabby now believing that she may be falling for Kay, because she sees Kay as a caretaker. And this is what I'm saying, that these people are in bad situations already, and they've just compounded on those bad situations by coming onto a show like this, because it's either this experience is going to open them up to a whole different world of emotions and actually make them see that, you know what, I am not being treated right within this relationship, Ruth. Do you know what I mean? And maybe it's time for me to move on. So all I'm saying is, when they go back to their original partners after this third week is done and dusted, and they have to go back to their original partners before the end of the show, they need to be able to be open and honest with the people that they're with in regards to how the experience has gone for them, and that there could be a possibility that, you know what, you two may have come together, but you ain't going home together. Do you know what I mean? So Kay then as well talks about how he believes he could be falling for Scissor. And my thing is I think this type of experiment, I should say, brings about a certain falsehood in the atmosphere. I said, because it's kind of like you get in that little 3 week of a honeymoon period with that person, to the point where it's twisting your mind so much that you probably would do better with this person, but would you really do better with that person if you was to leave with them and start a life with them? Would that be any different than the person when you was with? But in Kay's scenario, anybody will probably be better than Kenya, because that woman is a different level altogether. Like, seriously, I don't know how anybody puts up with her ass, to be honest with you, and her mouth, to be honest with you. I know you've got to exert yourself and show your confidence and this, that and the other, but Kenya's on a different level altogether. And if the beat that we're seeing, how she is with Isaac, is what Kay has had to put up with day in, day out, I'm surprised that man has not burst a blood vessel by now, seriously. So you see Aiden and Lebo go over to Tabby and Lindelli's for a break, which I believe is dinner, so they go and break bread with each other. And Aiden shares how him and Lebo have become good friends. So now Lebo is actually seeing the interactions that's happening between Tabby and Lindelli firsthand. And basically, Tabby says her and Lindelli have been connecting, and Tabby called it divine intervention. And I'm like, okay. Tabby is saying that she's scared of losing her connection with Genesis. But at that point, I would say it is what it is, because at the end of the day, once you start connecting with somebody else, you're already losing that connection that you had to the person that you came with. Yes, it's possible to love two people at the same time, but there's going to be a point when those feelings for somebody else are going to be stronger than the other person that you're with at the end of the day. So I think for Tabby, it's already happening in that she's disconnecting from Genesis. She's just speaking it out loud. Lebo is very surprised by this and believes that Tabby may be in love with Lindelli. So Tabby asks them, okay, if in this scenario, would you forgive a kiss? If your partner kissed somebody else, would you forgive that kiss? I already knew Lebo wouldn't at all. And she confirmed that in her VC. She says no, she would not be able to forgive her partner getting that close. And I'm like, well, my love, your null has already swapped bodily fluids, so I don't know how the hell you're going to cope with that one. I don't know how they're going to cope with that one. So they are all curious about how the other couple's getting on. So they do talk about the intimacy bit. And all I'm going to say is, once Lebo finds out, she is going to be hurt. So then it zips to Ruth and Nala. And you see Nala walking because I think he's just coming after work, and Ruth is in the bed eating her dinner, and she'd already like plated up food for Nala so we could go and eat it. And Nala comes in and says, "Big Daddy is here," and I'm just like, "Yeah, no, my guy, no, not do that, not do that. You ain't her daddy, you ain't her daddy, you ain't her brother. Don't do that." I'm just like, them two are in a proper lost phase for real. Like they've broken the seal. I think they've probably done it more than once. They just haven't exposed us to that. And I don't think I really want to be exposed to any more of the heavy breathing and the words of "get on top" in Zulu from Ruth. To be fair, I really don't need to hear that. I mean, I need to hear it no more. Anyway, Ruth then is saying in her VC that she feels so happy when Nala comes home. She gets that exuberance of, "Oh, he's back. I'm so happy to see him," because they've been apart for so long. And I'm like, them two are on proper dangerous grounds right now. They're in dangerous territory. And I just, yeah. But then saying that, for Ruth, it's a type of escapism, because Isaac has kept her on tight rein for 2 whole years, you know. Fucking with her mind, fucking with her life, fucking her for 2 whole years, and she's not getting no benefits from that relationship in the slightest. So it doesn't surprise me that she's done what she's doing with Nala at the end of the day, because she's reaping and seeing the benefits of a give and take proper relationship. With Nala, I honestly believe that he's bored of Lebo. I really do believe that he's bored of Lebo. But he just has not got around to that part of actually having those discussions with her. So Nala asked while he's eating his dinner, "What are we?" So basically he's asking, are we together? How would you describe how we are as a couple, what have you? So I'm like, well, what does Ruth say to that? So Ruth turns around jokingly and says, "You are my husband, don't you mean?" And I'm like, "No, he's not your husband, my love. It's a trial for 3 weeks. My thing is what's going to happen after that, yeah? Once you go back to Isaac, are you then still going to stay true to Nala, or are you going to jump straight back into the same old pattern with Isaac?" That's the whole gamut of this. So then after that, it flips back to Lebo and Aidan. Now, Lebo in her VC basically thinks it's intense falling for a trial marriage partner, but this is what this environment is built for. At the end of the day, if a person is truly there to work things out with their partner, then you'll be only focused on that aspect of what it is that you want to work out with the person that you've left behind, and see if this person can show you different ways in which you can sort your shit out. Basically, that's what it is. It's to sort your shit out basically, and see how you can be a better person when you go back to your partner at the end of the day. If these people didn't have so many fucking cracks in their relationships in the first place, they would not be easily swayed by the people that they found attractive. But at the end of the day, it's up to the individual in terms of what they're going to do. Because Lebo, I think, has put too many stringent views upon Nala, thinking that he ain't gonna do the shit that she believes he might do with Ruth. She has this intuition that something may be going on with them, but she does not know. But she doesn't believe that Nala would do that. She's very much wrong. She is very much wrong, because Nana went to the wet place, the wetlands, as soon as he bloody could. He got his dick wet at the end of the day. Let's just put it that way. Aidan and Lebo, God, decide to do a creep and sneak attack on the different couples. Basically, it was a bad idea from the get-go. To be fair to Aidan, yeah. To be fair to Lebo, I should say, she was going to get ready for bed. She wasn't gonna go. Aidan decided that he went out that door. Aidan took that step, so Lebo decided to go with him. So they went over to Isaac and Kanya's place and looked inside, but it looked quite dark there. So all I kept on thinking is these people better have their lights off and their curtains drawn, do you know what I mean? Because these people were seeing a whole heap of things. And then I thought to myself, well, hold on, if they're all on the same complex and they're all on the same level in terms of how they're living, because it's quite high, I don't know if it's 2 apartments, one above and one on top. If they're all on the same level and they can easily see into your place, let's hope that Ruth and Nala are not doing shit that she really don't need to see. Because all you hear is whispering and all sorts. And then it cuts to Ruth and Nala on the bed. Very close on the bed, I might add. But she's showing him something on the phone, so they're not being intimate with each other, which is a righty good thing. Because in the next breath, they hear voices. So Aiden's pegging it. left Lebo behind. Lebo get catch. Lebo get catch. I thought, Lebo, you absolute dolt. Why did you not run? Like, seriously, why did you not? Why would you stay there and watch them like that? Because that's a little bit weird. That is weird, and that is literally showing your full-on jealousy, because it kind of speaks of stalkerish tendencies at the end of the day when it comes to Nala. Because yes, this is an experiment, but you still have to give people their privacy at the end of the day, because what you did was out of order. Because if someone did that to Lebo and Aiden, they wouldn't like that in the slightest. You see Nala go outside and he sees Lebo, and Lebo is very angry at him for holding hands with Ruth. So then Nala, in his infinite wisdom, decides to deny it, and he tries to call Ruth outside. So Lebo tells him point blank, don't bring her out here. And I'm like, no, Lebo, you're in the wrong right now. You are in the wrong. You're encroached on their privacy at the end of the day. It is kind of fucked up that, you know, you saw them being as close as they were, but it's their privacy. So basically Ruth comes outside and Lebo asked her, were you holding hands, as Nala's trying to deny it to her face. Ruth said yes, and I thought, well, damn, get out of that one. No, Nala, get your fucking self out of that one. Nala didn't know what the fuck to say. So basically Ruth says that Lebo is overreacting. So she asks Lebo, is it wrong? And Lebo says no, but he's denying it. So I'm kind of like, Ruth needs to kind of pipe down at this point. Because yes, we understand her doing sneakeroo is wrong and she shouldn't have. But we also know on the flip side, you and Nala have been playing hide the salami with each other. Like, if she'd have broke upon you doing that shit, or Hal would have broken loose, let's just put it that way. So Nala manages to talk Lebo down out of the situation that she's got herself in at the end of the day, because I think Lebo stayed where she was because her insecurities were off the Richter scale, basically. And I think at that stage Nala knows the words in which to say in order to calm Lebo, because that's what happened. And then he kind of gave her a hug. Ruth was watching on, and I don't think Ruth liked that interaction in the slightest at the end of the day. And that showed the next day, where her and Nala was having a conversation, because he was massaging her and wanting to take care of her. So Ruth was a little pissed at the things that Nala was saying to Lebo, as it's the opposite of what he says to her when they are alone. No shit, Sherlock. He ain't gonna mess up a good thing when he sees it. At the end of the day, this man, all he was thinking about at that time was appeasing Lebo and getting her the fuck away from their flat at the end of the day. Me, I wouldn't have slept easy after that night. Them curtains would have been shut with the quickness every single night after that. So, my thing is if this man, as in Nala, is willing to play slam dunk with Ruth's beats, be it the first or second night when they came in, and he didn't at that point give Lebo a second thought. She didn't give Isaac a second thought at the end of the day. Of course he's going to turn around and not to try up and mess up a good thing where he sees it. he ain't gonna be dismissive of Lebo at that time, because what Ruth seems to forget is that him and Lebo have a relationship before him and Ruth. Yeah? Because the shit that's happening between him and Ruth is only spanned over a 2-week period. And that's what people seem to forget. It's only spanned over a 2-week period. This is literally just a part of the honeymoon phase, not the fullness of the honeymoon phase. It's a part of the honeymoon phase, because yous are going off fuckery because you ain't literally pinned by your partners no more. You're not hemmed in by your partners no more. So them two have both gone out and gone forth. Do you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, Nala's gonna do what he's gonna do to protect his own. That's all that's gonna happen. He ain't gonna go or try and make it seem like he's gonna be arsey to Lebo. That's not gonna help the situation in the slightest. It ain't going to. So of course he's gonna say something different to her than what he's going to say to Ruth. Come on now, can't be that naive. So basically, Ruth is told Nala that he's a bit of a crook and that she didn't want to pursue anything with him, but he took it as a joke. She kind of said it in a jokey way. I don't think she was necessarily joking. I think she was kind of trying to see where this conversation will go, whether he would turn around and appease her and say, don't be silly, it's not like that, da 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 da. At the end of the day, Ruth tells Nala that Lebo loves him, and that she believes that Nala is trying to put in her head that they can be a good couple. Exactly, that's what he's trying to do. But I think up to that point, Ruth believed it, and now she's kind of backtracking because of the fact that how he was so quick to be able to appease Lebo in her state of insecurity, because he's known her for so long and he's probably seen it before, so he knows the behavior to do in order to get her to settle and calm. That's how I'm seeing it anyway. So then it moves to Kanye. I keep calling her fucking Kanye. So then it moves to Kanye and Isaac. And then we're kissing before Isaac decided that he was going to go out on the balcony to watch the sunset. So then Kanye joins him, and within that you see Scissor and Kay out on the golf course, because I think it's the golf course fields where they're at and they're messing about. And Isaac makes this shitty comment by saying, oh look, it's our favourite couple of the year. So you see in the distance Kay's bending down to give Scissor a piggyback. Now Scissor is a big woman like myself. Yeah, she has body oddy. She has the bunda. She has bunda. Yeah. So Kanye makes a snide comment as, isn't she too heavy for him? And I'm like, do you know what? At that point, I was kind of like, do you know what? The planet should align and you should see them kiss each other. Because right now, Kanye is getting on my nerves because she is carrying on like her shit does not stink. She is carrying on like no one can come between her and Kay because they are a solid couple and he loves her regardless at the end of the day. Me, myself, I think Kanye was jealous as hell. She tried to play it off like she weren't jealous, but she was. She completely was. I believe, as I've already said in my previous episode, that Kanye is completely threatened by Scissor. And basically, she did show that little bit of concern when in her VC when she was on her own, when she turned around and said that she didn't realise that Kay and Scissor would be getting so close so soon. And I just thought, my girl, but wasn't that you lipsing Isaac in the house before he came outside? So how are you talking about they're getting close too soon when you lipsing up like you're lipsing up? Because she must be thinking that Kay ain't doing the same thing that she's doing. So then you see Lindelli and Tabby out on the balcony watching Scissor and Kay, because Lindelli is Scissor's partner. And Lindelli is getting pissy. Lindelli is getting jealous. And I'm like, That is the pot calling the kettle black after the shit you've been doing with Tabby. After the whole of the kisses and the cuddles and all this you've been doing with Tabby inside of the flat. It's just because Caesar and Kay decided to take it outside because they are getting close, that now everybody's getting pissy at them. Now everybody's calling them fake. So basically after that, Kanya says that she's had an epiphany and she needs a break from the opposite sex. I was like, oh please, my girl. Oh please. At the end of the day, Kanya does not trust Kay in the slightest, and she does treat him like shit. And I'm going to keep saying that she does treat him like shit. He's now actually having fun with the right person, and the same with Caesar is having fun with the right person who's meant for her. And you know what? I hope Caesar and Kay end up together to, because they do make a cute couple, but I hope also that Kay isn't paying lip service to it and that he actually is feeling Caesar, because if he's not, I feel that she will be absolutely devastated if he's not being true to what he's doing, and then that would feed in to what Kanya is saying, that Kay is a false person. So then we get to the next day. Now people tell me why Isaac take Kanya to meet his family, met his cousin and his best friend. Ruth didn't even get that after 2 motherfucking years. After 2 motherfucking... And this is what I say, fickle-minded people are going to get exactly their just desserts. Karma is going to come around and slap Isaac in his backside. And that's exactly what's going to happen with a person like Kanya. So Kanya was happy, with the fact that she realized Ruth has never even gotten to meet these people in her life. The 2 years that they've been together, Ruth has never gotten to meet them. Kanya was happy. She was made up with that little tidbit at the end of the day. So basically, I think it was Isaac's cousin that made the remark about them not eating at the table, had they already eaten, and Isaac saying no, he hasn't eaten for, he doesn't eat that often, and and then they turn around and say, well, hold on, how come you ain't she cooking for you? And I thought, whoa, my friend, where did that come? What do you mean ain't she cooking for you? I'm sure Isaac can cook for himself. Well, as it turns about, before I get onto the misogynistic train of the comment that they made, and then the further comment that Isaac made in regards to her cooking and doing this, that and the other, as it turns out, Isaac has been cooking his meals, Madame hasn't done shit, right? She's turned around and says that she can cook, but she doesn't like to cook. She would like to marry someone who could afford a chef. And then she starts laughing. And then saying to Isaac, why you're not laughing? It was a joke. No, my love. Because I think Isaac realised that was not a motherfucking joke. That was the truth. That was the truth. Kanya is bone idle. She's absolutely motherfucking bone idle. So basically, Isaac was kind of struggling with the cooking situation because he's making his own food. And his friend in the VC, when they spoke to him and said what he thought about Kanya, he basically said that she's too materialistic and then appears to present herself as an Instagram girl. And I said, this is what I've been saying, because I told you I believe Kanya thinks she's on a completely different show. It doesn't end for the bullshit with them two, but we will get there. So basically you see Ruth and Nala having a conversation, and Nala starts to Ruth, like, you always know if you choose me, we were going to kiss our original relationships goodbye. I was like, what? Huh? Come again and rewind my selector. You said what? You knew if Ruth was going to choose you that you two were going to kiss your original relationships goodbye. Oh, is that the train that Nala is on? Is that where Nala's going to stand 10 feet down for that? Ruth just laughs at that point, and I'm like, yeah, because Ruth ain't settling yet. Ruth has not made her decision of what the hell she is going to do next. She ain't that sure of you yet, Nola. Do you know what I mean? So basically, she turns around and she says to him, she doesn't like staying with a man who makes her uncomfortable. But with Nala, she says she's adjusting. That's not the same thing as, yes, I did know if I chose you, we would not be going back to our original relationships. We'd be picking each other. Ruth ain't going to give that type of commitment. Not yet, because sometimes Ruth talks in riddles. So you see further on down the line that Aidan gets to meet Lebo's friend Abigail, and Abigail, I like her. She just lays it out as it is. She don't brook no argument, but she lets people know exactly what she's thinking. She was shocked when Aidan was there, as if to say, well, where the fuck is Nala? Do you know what I mean? So Aidan said, I'm his replacement. Crickets. Absolute crickets. She's like, what? And then Lebo explains to her the premise of the experiment. My God. Abigail was like, huh? Why would, as if to say, why would you do something like this? Why? Explain it to me. So Abigail did turn around and ask Lebo, do you really think this is a good idea? And Lebo admits that she's insecure, and as Abigail said, I'm well aware of your insecurities. And because Lebo believes that in her relationship with Aidan, she can work on those insecurities, but she won't be happy. She won't, because it's, as I said, it's already been 2 weeks in, and my girl was spying through the windows, and her insecurities went to stratosphere when she saw Nala and Ruth together, because she saw how close they were. So her energy, no, Aidan's not helping you to work on your insecurities, my love, in the slightest. At the end of the day, you need professional help for that. Seriously, you do. So this is where Aidan says that he's not ready to get married now. And basically, it's a case of, as Abigail says, how do you prepare yourself for a partner that may move on with someone else? And Lebo is steadfast that, you know, Nala's not going nowhere. He isn't that close. He will come back. They will make a go of it. My girl, Nala's already planning to walk away from you with Ruth. If he can get Ruth on board, you be scotch missed in his world. Like, seriously. It goes to Kanya and Isaac. And basically, Kanya and Isaac started to have a conversation around what makes a good wife, what makes a good girlfriend, X, Y, and Z. Now, this is the conversation where it built into, what are you bringing to the table, basically. That was the kind of chatter that, you know, Isaac was doing. I hate that terminology, because at the end of the day, why are you asking a woman what the fuck are they bringing to the table? What the fuck are you bringing? So, as it turned out, this conversation did not go very well. And Kanya turned around in the end and said that she is the table. This brought out a red flag in Isaac. But really, you two are two walking red flags together. So I don't understand how you two are not getting on at the moment, because you both are similar. Kanya is the female version of Isaac, and Isaac is the male version of Kanya. That's how I'm seeing it. They both have the same rotted attitude towards things. They are both fucking selfish at the end of the day. Don't at me with that. That's how I'm seeing it. They are both selfish at the end of the day. They both have a convoluted idea of what a husband or a wife should be doing within a marriage. They both have a convoluted idea of what a girlfriend and a boyfriend should be to each other. Because Isaac's been getting away with too much, bolstered by Ruth probably doing so much for him. And then Kanya's been getting away with too much bullshit too, bolstered by Kay and him doing his shit for her. So yeah, they both need to rotted fix up. So I'm kind of glad that it is falling around left feet, to be honest with you. So we move on from that, and you see that some of the couples have gone to yoga, and it ends up being couples yoga. So you got Caesar and Kay, Ruth and Nala, Courtney and Genesis. And it was basically to help them to connect with their partners. And I'm like, well, these are not their partners. They've got one more week with these people before they go back to their actual partners. So maybe they should have done the couples yoga with them. That's all. So you see Courtney have a bit of a, bit of a regret, because she felt that she was getting more physical with Genesis within this yoga session, and which was nice for her, and she felt that she should have pushed herself more within the relationship, at least to give him something of what he was looking for, so he would get something out of this experiment too. Because I think those two are the only couples that probably that ain't getting shit out of this experiment at the end of the day. So Genesis speaks to Nala about what's happening with Courtney, but also accepts that he can see himself growing, but only time will tell. So you see Caesar and Ruth having a chat, and Caesar talks about how Kay is showing things to her that she really wanted from Lindelli. I says, when you get into the realm of comparisons, that's where you are literally doing fish or cut bait on your relationship, because you're literally looking at the pros and cons of the person that you're with to the person that you're with at the moment. So that's what she's doing. She's doing her pros and cons list. She may not know it, but she is. Again, I would say it's a little bit too early for her to do her pros and cons with Lindelli, because she's only been in a relationship with that man for 6 months. But then also on the flip side, if she is seeing the shit that Kate is doing for her that Lindelli hasn't done even an ounce of within that 6 months, then that's rather telling too. So it would be a case of Caesar's got to come to a decision about what the fuck she's going to do with her relationship with Lindelli, but we'll see where that goes. So Caesar does admit it's possible that she could leave with Kay. And I'm just like, okay, be prepared for a fight with Kanya, because I have a sneaking suspicion that no matter what, Kanya is not about to let Kay go anywhere with you, Caesar. Let's just put it that way, my love. Let's just put it that way. So Caesar turns around and asks Ruth the question in return in regards to where it's going between her and Nala. And Ruth says that between her and Isaac it wasn't fun at all. And I said again, this is Ruth deflecting and not answering the direct question that was asked of her. So again, it's kind of like, what do you want, Ruth? Is it Isaac or Nala, or are you picking yourself? So Caesar basically was saying that she believes that Ruth and Nala are suitable together. Again, Ruth does not answer that question. So then Caesar goes into her house soliloquy and answers the question for Ruth, praising her and Nala up and all this, that and all that. So you see Kate and Courtney speak, because they haven't spoken since everybody got paired up. And Courtney told Kay some few home truths. So Courtney basically told Kay, and basically it's right, Kanya will not put herself out for Kay because she believes that Kay should do all the running. This is how Kanya works. So Courtney basically tells Kay that she believes he's unhappy, that they are unhappy when they are together. So Kay speaks and Courtney silenced him with, you can't keep being Kanya's punching bag. And I was like, say it how it is, my girl. Say it how it is, Courtney. Tell him, please. Tell him, please. Because Kanya is not nice to Kay at all. And we see this. We see this. And Courtney Ross said to Kay, no wonder you don't want to show your emotions, because Kay is feeling numb to backside. It took him fully by surprise that Courtney was coming out with this, and I don't know why, because it needed to be said long time ago to this man. I think You've been with this woman for a year, and after the way that she's been speaking to you before you paired off with Scissor, it's been wholly inappropriate and wholly disgusting. Like, seriously, and you didn't pull her up on any of her shit at all. That's why she's having a hard time with Isaac right now. So Courtney didn't stop there, and she said, as soon as you guys realize you don't deserve each other, that is when Kay and Kenya will find true happiness. I was like, well, blow me over with a rotted feather, spank my ass and call me Nana. That was the most insightful shit that someone had said. This whole rotted experiment to Kay, the most insightful shit. And I have to say, I applaud Courtney for doing it, because Kay needed to see who he was really dealing with when it comes to Kenya, and now Isaac is seeing who he is truly dealing with when it comes to Kenya. Because as we go back to them, you see Isaac is getting pissed because Kenya's sitting on the bed, yeah, messing with her phone, and all the while there's some dirty ass dishes and pots and pans panked up in the sink. Isaac said he cleans up in the morning before he leaves for work. He came back in for work. She's having people over, making a rotted mess and not cleaning up after herself. And then, as Isaac went to broach this subject with her, she started having a go at Isaac as, why are you so bothered about the plates not being done? And I thought, is this girl taking the piss? Is this girl really taking the piss? Who is going to touch this shit? She's taking the piss. She's taking the piss. How? I'm sorry, yeah. Isaac, I would say, was not being misogynistic at that time, because my thing is if I've been out all motherfucking day, bearing in mind, before I went out, I tidied up the place so you didn't have to do shit by the time you got up. And when we've been staying with each other, I've been doing the cooking. But then when I come in from work, I find all this mess and shit across the place that you sat there and watched all fucking day and didn't touch. Are you mad? So basically, Kenya is really thinking, yeah, that it's because they have the issue before, and her being distant is the main issue of why they're having this argument. No, Kenya, it's not about you. It's the fact that you are a dirty little Gertie at the end of the day, and it's common courtesy to clean up your shit after you fucking used it, yeah? Like, seriously, I wouldn't have broke no argument with this girl. Like, seriously, I would not have broke no argument with this girl. You know what I would have done? I would have gone out, got a label machine, labelled all my shit, yeah, and said, the shit that ain't labelled is yours. If you don't clean it, that's your backside. That's your problem. But don't think you're going to use mine after you've messed up all your shit, because this is not what I want. You are not my roommate at the end of the day. We're not playing roommates right now. And Jesus, I was like, Jesus. Now Isaac knows not everything covered in a pretty package is gold. So Isaac left. He left. And I was like, I bet you're missing Ruth now, innit? I bet you're missing Ruth now, because Kanye's too bone idle and too dense to understand where Isaac is coming from. Because, yeah, that was diabolically rude. Diabolically rude. But that is where that episode ended. And I'll be back in quick succession with the next episode. As I always say, please hit that subscribe button. Please hit that notification button so when you know I'm on and doing videos. I am on the road to 1K. So please comment, like, share, do what it is that you need to do, my good people, to get me there. And I'll speak to you all again soon. Peace out.